Today I'm gonna show you how to set up a paper server for plugin development. We're gonna develop in Minecraft 1.17 because that's the latest version and you should be coding for that. If you want to code for like 1.8 for example, please don't follow this. It won't be the same. And this video is just for the setup of a development server, so if you already have it or something, just go to the next video if it's already available. And we're not actually going to develop any plugins there or anything. Okay, so first of all, yes, I am using a virtual machine just so I won't like overwrite my current like installations and that kind of stuff. But first of all, we're gonna install Java. If you haven't done that yet, if you have, just skip to downloading the server and yeah, we're just gonna search for Java. It's a little slower since it's a virtual machine. Yes, it's Windows 11. Why? I have no clue. Why did it go here? I did not ask for that. God fucking... Okay. So. No, I don't be in Dutch. Firstly, you're just gonna accept cookies. Change to English. Yeah. So, you just click Java download. It's really not that hard. You just download. I'm using version 8, update 291. Well, that's just because. What are you doing? Oh, right. Alright. So, now what you're gonna do next is, well, you're gonna install it. Of course. For some reason, it's really slow. It shouldn't be this slow. I'm just gonna do it with File Explorer. You know, Windows 11 is pretty slow for me. And of course, I'm recording in 120 FPS. I don't know why, I just am. Because why not? Later videos will not be in a virtual machine, but I will do it for now, just because, again, I don't want to override my current installations. We're just gonna click install, and we'll install. I'll be back when it actually installs. Pal. Alright, Java has installed. It'll say you have successfully installed Java, that's fine. You can just close out of it. If you want, you can to save the space, I don't know why, but you can just remove the download. You don't need it anymore. Next we're going to download Paper because I will be coding for a Paper server. It will work with Spigot since I probably won't be doing Paper specific stuff, but if I ever will, then you will need Paper. So PaperMC. Just look it up on Google. It's really not hard. Then we're just gonna download. And there is actually already a Paper 1.17 version out. I actually hadn't checked that before I was recording this video, so lucky. Well, I want to download 69, but I'm gonna download 70 because it's newer. Again, just let it download. You will need this file. Also, I recommend creating a different folder for it, just because this will have all your server files. I'm gonna do it on my desktop because I can. Development server, I'll just call it that. I always like to call my jar file server.jar, where you can just name it whatever you want. Okay, it has completed. Again, this one is slow, so I'm just gonna go into the folder. Now you will have this. Technically you could double click it, but I really wouldn't recommend it because you'll get a stupid GUI. So that is why we are making a start.bat. So I'll just create a text document because that's the easiest. So I'll start. You can name it whatever. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna make the extension .bat. Will prompt you with if you rename the file extension, it might become unusable. It won't. All you have to do to actually edit it is right click and click edit. And then we'll just open a notepad, or if you select a different thing, it's a different thing. I will get one on my actual PC for this. No, this is wrong. Test server. This is my start.bat file. And it's the pause is there, so if you like stop the server, it won't close the terminal, so you have like the logs in the terminal. Okay, well Java, it just calls Java. 4 GB of RAM, I would not recommend it, but I have 32 GB of RAM on my PC, so for me it's fine. But for the development server on the VM, I'll just do Java dash XMX 2 GB. The 2 is for 2 GB, well, and G is for gigabytes. If you put M there, it will do megabytes, but 2 MB is a little too low. I would definitely not recommend that. Dash XMS is basically, I believe it's headroom, but you can just put in like 512 MB, and you're gonna do dash jar, and then the server.jar file. So whatever you called your server file, which I called server.jar again, you're just gonna put it here. If it contains any spaces, you need to put it in quotation marks like these things. So you're just gonna put it in like that one, server.jar. Okay. I'm not gonna do that because mine does not contain spaces. And as I said, if you double click it, it will basically do the same thing, but it will have a GUI, and it's really, really annoying. So that's why you're just gonna put no GUI. It will not open with a GUI. I'm gonna pause just because I can read logs after if I stop the server. Do create log files, but I don't like those. So that's why I put a pause. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay, so you're just gonna save it by using Ctrl S, or just going to File and Save. And well, basically you just run it. Fucking okay. Well, I forgot about this one. Even I fail. You need Java 16 to run this because 17. And if you didn't have to pause, it would just close the window and it wouldn't have showed you this. So that's why I like pause. So I'm just gonna download that, I guess. I can't really help it. You know, I tried to paste it, but it didn't work because VM is gonna cry. Yeah, I know. Errors happen to even the best of us, you know. There we go, that's better. So I'm just gonna do this one, open JDK 16. If you don't do 16, it will not work. Just gonna download this. Download. Well, it's actually downloading, but I need to put the location. Of course I do. Oh, downloads. Okay, now just gonna download. And well, you just install it like any other program. I'll be back if there are any options. I will show you, but if not, I'll just. Okay, actually, at this point, you should know how to install a program, so that's why I'm not showing you this. Okay, well, it did ask for some options, but you're just gonna click next and install. And well, it will just install, and nothing interesting is probably gonna happen besides, of course, app and permissions. always wants admin permissions. If you're not an admin on your computer, you will probably not be able to do this. Like any of this, unless you already have the things installed by your like system administrator. If you don't, you won't be able to do this. Anyways, I'll be back when it actually is already installed. Alright then. So, now that I installed this, I'm gonna close you, and then I'll just start the server with the start.bat file. Now it should work. Yes, it will. It will download the vanilla jar and patch it, because Paper is patching like vanilla stuff for some reason. It should be on the server jar, but hey, Paper's paper. It will ask you for the EULA in a second, so it's just gonna like shut itself off, and then it will ask you to accept the EULA. But like as I said, this is in a VM, so it's still slow. You look. Failed to load EULA.txt, you need to agree to EULA. So you just open in the EULA.txt. If you want to read it, you can. I wouldn't recommend it, like no one cares. Shouldn't say that, but still, you got gonna change false to true and gonna save it. Then you're just gonna run start.bat again. Now it should work fine. It will create a plugins folder where your plugins will be put in. I will actually get one of my own plugins just so I can show you that's actually working. Let's see, I'll just get one of my random plugin of mine. Sure, I'll give it my stuff plugin. Yes, of course, you want to allow the features of Windows Defender Firewall. There you go. I'll just do my stealth plugin because, well, that's the one I'm using. Okay, and in the second it should load in, and then it should say, there you go, done. It took a long time for me, but again, I'm on a VM. Plus Windows 11, not fast. At least not yet. You're just gonna paste your plugin in here. And then you're just gonna stop the server, otherwise you can't load it. You're just gonna restart it by just like running the start.bat file again. So the start.bat file is basically just so you don't have to type this whole line every single time in a terminal. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna let it start, but it's really slow, so I'll be back. All right. So it just did it, and as you can see, that stuff enabling stuff v1.0.0, which is my version, that's was loading here. So I'm just gonna run PL, which will show all of the plugins, and it will say plugins 1 and its stuff, which is true because plugins folder is only one plugin and stuff. If you're wondering bStats, it's basically just statistics for like plugin developers, so they can see like who's using their plugin, that kind of stuff. If you want to disable it, you can just put it on false. But like that's shitty against the plugin dev, so they can't like see uh who's using their plugin. Well, they can't see who is using their plugin. It's just like how many servers are using their plugin, like how many players are online, so they can see the statistics of the plugin. Well, so it's working, as you can see right here. I can actually should get to help stuff, and it will just show the things. This is my plugin, but well, again, I'm sorry for the errors or like the thing is slow errors that I made. But this is actually my first time trying to install this on the Windows 11 virtual machine. So I tried my best, okay? I will actually install IntelliJ IDEA on the same VM in like next video, which I will record right after this, but it will be uploaded later because that's how YouTube works. And that's just a setup video of IntelliJ. So I'm gonna end it off here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you in our next episode of plugin development.